Good evening and welcome to the August 20th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome. We don't have any public hearings this evening. Quick on the announcements. We lost on August 12th, we lost our oldest citizen at 105 years old, Barbara Bean. We certainly extend our sympathies to her family and whatnot. Any other announcements, Dwayne, anything?
No.
David?
No, sir.
Gary?
No.
John?
No, sir.
Okay. We do have additions to the agenda this evening. We do have a municipal quitclaim deed that we need to discuss and vote on. So I would propose accepting an amendment to the agenda to add that under new business, item 9C, to discuss vote quitclaim deed.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Opposed? All right, and we do have a deletion. Under our appointments, we have no public safety committee report this evening, so that will be deferred to a later meeting. Appointments, Todd Smith, York County Blues.
No solo. Also, my partner, Dave's gonna come up. And if I can just do a few thank yous before we start. First, I want to thank Dave's wife, Laura, and my wife, Jill. If I don't do that, there won't be a number 7. Believe it or not, to handle about between 900 and 1,000 people, we do it all with about 10 people. And these people really busted up, especially in the snack shack. Justine helped us, now works over here at Town Hall. And our rec employees, Trish, Aiden, Gavin, Emily, and Molly, is all the employees that we use. And thank you to Stacy Kirk. She came to drop off her son, Aiden, and she stayed and helped us for the whole night, so that was pretty cool. Our sponsors. A lot of people ask for sponsors for money around here, and when we go for the Blues Festival, I'm not asking for pennies, I'm asking for pretty good donations, and these people step up every year. And our main sponsors, Maine Community Bank, Burnett Insurance, Little Ospey Lake Mortgage, and this year, as a title sponsor with the others, Melrose Country Store stepped up, and we appreciate them all. They actually make it happen. And our other sponsors we'd like to mention is Tree Line to Shoreline and Coleman Canning & Sons. They've been with us the whole way. Shaker Pond Ice Cream. We're selling ice cream in the park the last couple of years when I approached them. And now Shaker Pond's the official ice cream of Friendship Park, and they donated the ice cream for us to sell this year, which was great. Liberty Pest Control, RSD Graphic, Rustic Taps, Little Ospey Lake Campground, T&J Home and Hearth, Ace Plumbers Hardware, and A1 Environmental Services. They all stepped up and helped us also. And Hannaford. And without those people, we wouldn't be talking to you right now, so thank you to all of them. So, other than that, about between 850 and 1,000 people came down. We were shocked. The last week, the tickets, pre-sale tickets just went crazy. We never expected a crowd like that, we always hoped for it. And I even threw a little panic, called Dave and said we better get another sheriff down here, just to make sure. We'd rather have things safe than sorry. And once again, to us, there was no reports of any problems at all. And I'm hoping that you guys can say the same to me, that you haven't heard about any problems. But the two sheriffs parked all the cars. It was close, but we fit them all, and it was a great time. And if you'd like to say something, go right ahead.
Yeah, we had an amazing group of musicians, an amazing crowd. Very appreciative. I mean, there's a sample right there. That's a part of it. You can't really see everybody to the right. That was taken from the stage, so it was kind of a straight-on shot. But we did estimate probably pretty close to 1,000 there, best guess. I mean, Albert Cummings, our national headliner act, got up there and he looked and he said, he estimates crowds everywhere he goes, and then he gets numbers and he matches them up. He goes, what do you got here, about 1,400? And I said, I don't think it's quite that, but we're around 1,000 anyway. And so it was probably pretty close to it.
How did you limit the access to the field? How did you, you know what I'm saying, can somebody just walk in? Because
No, we have a gate, we have tickets. Our tickets are sold on Eventbrite, so we can limit the number of tickets. We limit it to 500 pre-sale tickets. And we give out tickets, a certain amount to whoever is a sponsor.
Sure.
The larger sponsors get more tickets to give out, and it goes down, so we know we're gonna get, a certain amount from them. And there's always the walk up at the gate. So if, we would never let it get out of hand. Just the crowd, just about where we wanted it, at about 1,000, and I would have shut it down if, we can only handle so many, so.
I mean, you could see, we probably could handle maybe a couple hundred more, but
yeah, still
I don't
has.
think a lot more than maybe 12.
That's a good crowd.
Yeah, yeah. And they were very, very great people. I mean, very well behaved, so to speak, right? I went through after I was, and by the way, you were asking about the control. So the far back left corner, that gate right there is where everybody comes in.
Oh.
This side is fenced off up to the stage. It's all backstage. We got a guy manning the gate between the snack shack and the ball fields. And that's blocked off. He mans the gate. He's a former head of security for Cumberland County Civic Center. So he just happened to be the guy that said, hey, I can help you out if you want, and volunteers every year now. So it's amazing. We've got a former head of security for Cumberland County, manning the backstage gate. We've got Saco River TV. You can see the stands there. They've got 3 camera angles going on. So real professional video production. The sound guy, Music Works of Maine, does the sound and stage. A guy named Brad Truman is their sound engineer. He monitors the board and gives us afterward a well-balanced mix right off the board.
Wow.
That gets, he doesn't send it to us either before he takes it home and masters it, so it sounds even better. Saco River TV takes that professional mix and puts it on professional video, and it comes out with TV quality and production. And we've got a guy named Pete Demore that comes, who's a professional photographer, and does it all for free. He just wanders around, takes pictures, close-ups of everything, documents the whole event. So it's really cool how it's turned out.
So now all we need to do is build shelter for over there, right?
It'd be nice to have the whole park covered. Just a big giant roof would be fantastic. So I went through and breaking everything down, taking the fence back down and all of that. I went around the field and cleaned up, and after this event I found 3 plastic cups, 1 water bottle, and a couple of candy wrappers. That was it. And I marked them all with GPS so we can find out who it was exactly.
And by the way, Josh came Sunday and picked up all the trash, so we had it all ready for them, all bagged, and we appreciate that.
So I just want to show you a couple of close-ups of the crowd. You got a lot of really happy people here. Let me tell you. A lot of smiles. just all around. It was just,
Yeah.
that was the vibe.
Yeah, good.
Right there, that's the close-ups of that first picture that we just showed you. So, it's been a really well-received event, a lot of people talking about it. And we're just, real happy a couple of old guys could put this all together. I mean, it's not a lot.
It's nice.
This is it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
You're older than I am, I want that to go on the record. But,
I know,
yeah,
you just
well,
look
well,
older, that's all. Right?
That's it, yeah.
yeah.
And hopefully number 7 will be September,
August
August 16th,
16th.
August 16th next year.
Yeah.
And
So,
we won't jinx ourselves by naming names, but it looks like we have Gary Hoey next year, so.
So, we have, you want to workshop with the board to just go over the numbers and final numbers and whatnot.
Yep.
So, is there any reason that we wouldn't do that at the next meeting, the 6th?
I think you weren't available, is that what it was?
can we do it the following one, is that okay?
The second meeting is.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Second meeting
In September?
I mean, yeah, well, we got an old calendar up here, so.
So it rained the day before, and it's rained every day after since.
Don't say that.
That day was, but he picks days that, we decided the third Saturday in August, it was not gonna rain, so we just picked that one every year.
Well, usually your weather's a lot more stable in August too.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's been working out really
Yeah.
well so far.
So we want to do the 17th,
Is that the date?
that's the September 17th.
That's fine,
Okay.
sure. I
And
have,
I really want to commend you guys, because without the two of you, this wouldn't have happened. And I was down there for an hour and a half, or an hour and 45 minutes the other day, and you guys have everything under control, and, it's, I commend you guys for putting this thing together, and, I listened to the Lisa Tudor Memorial and whatnot, so, and I think she was ultimately the catalyst that kicked this off, but,
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
But you guys, and all of your help, certainly need to be commended on a very, very successful event. So,
Agreed.
Great, thank you. Waterboro looks very good.
Mhm.
So, getting a lot of positive feedback about the concerts in the park and the blues festival, so.
Yep.
Sure.
I can't believe this is happening here.
We got washed out last year, right? Was it last year we got washed out? Was it?
We never got washed out.
no,
No.
so,
Just a couple of concerts in the park.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
We had, I think one last year, one this year.
oh, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because we had such a fantastic summer last year.
Yep.
I'll just leave you with one thing. I had a lady call me a week ago Monday, and she said, what happens if it rains? What do you do? I said, ma'am, we don't pick days that it's gonna rain, so we don't have to worry about it. She goes, oh, great, then I'll be there.
Yeah,
So,
if only we could do that, huh?
absolutely. Well, thank you very much.
Well done, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice job,
Thank
guys.
you. All right, next appointment, Shirley Bartlett and Assessor, and we're gonna talk about tax commitment and current market adjustments, and whatever else you wanna discuss.
Okay, Dave is putting up our presentation, which Vanessa put together very nicely. We worked hard all winter, adjusting the cost files and checking. These are the results of what we came up with. So,
Click that to forward your
Okay.
slides.
I'll let you click, how's that? Why are we only seeing one?
Oh, do you want all three at once? I
Yeah,
have
sure.
it set up to.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, this is good. So if we look at the top section, that's where we started. We were at 70% of market
Are
value.
you at the select board part of this yet, or are you still at closed door?
No, we're in,
We're not at closed door at all.
right?
Why did somebody move the sign?
No, it's just that the door was closed and I didn't want to disturb an extra, a closed door meeting.
So we started
Because we were here early at like 10 hours.
Oh.
Okay, so we
Sorry.
started off at 70% of our assessed value to sales prices. And that's based on like 21, 22 sales for this 24 state valuation. So the sales are a couple of years old to begin with. And then the next section down is, we had updated our values for last year's tax commitment, so that we looked at where are we with these sales based on what we had raised last year. And we were only at 79%. So after a lot of work and a lot of testing, the bottom section is where we ended up overall at 103%. And we wanted to be on the high side simply because what we've seen for sales since then have increased. So that should keep us, stable for a couple of years till we see what rates are going to do. So, any questions on that? No? Okay, so if we go to the
But
next.
if we're not 90%, right,
Yes,
or above, we lose, people lose homestead exemption money.
they're
And
reduced.
veterans exemption money, right?
Yes, we have to be at 91% or higher to have those at 100%. So this is option one that we wanted to present to you. It is sheltering 100% of the eligible TIF funds, which is $292,375. And it leaves an overlay of, I went a little lower with the overlay. I don't think we need a lot more, and I wanted to try to keep the mill rate down. So this is at 11.15 mill rate. And we took 700,000 from fund balance and 150 from EMS. Any questions on that? So this is examples. We always use Dennis for one, so. So this is what we looked like last year compared to this year in the increase. So it does increase the tax someone's paying by quite a bit. And I think it fluctuates a little bit depending on the value of the home. I think the higher the value, the less, like Dave's, his is up 10%, which is a little less, I think, because he has a higher value home.
Just for the people that are logged in or watching online, what is the current mill rate, so they know that?
1320.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also did, I took, which Matt and I talked about this earlier, I took this year's values and last year's appropriations, just to see what it would look like. If the budget had stayed the same, everything had stayed the same as last year, the mill rate would have been 1020. It would have gone down. And I did also calculate what someone's taxes would be, and it was still, it raised, like I did Dennis's, it raised it about $150. So, just as something to go by.
Right, and a lot of that is not in town control, it goes to the district or
Yes.
residents that we don't have any control of.
Yes, exactly. So, yep, all set on that one? Okay, so this is option two. And this is sheltering 50% of the eligible funds. And that's $144,877. And that reduces the mill rate to 1105. And with an overlay about the same, 74,000. And the same in the other revenues line. if you want to go to the next. And so this is a tax example. I think it reduces about $40 every time we drop the mill rate, about $40 in taxes. And this is option 3. We've reduced the mill rate, I think, 10 cents each time. And this is sheltering nothing. And this is what the
Our
taxes.
TIF documents that were approved allow us to shelter up to 100%.
Yes, up
And
to
so
100%.
that's why there's different scenarios.
And we had that we could shelter 26,222,000 is what we could shelter. And most of that, a lot of that, came from the solar array. This falls in that district, and that falls under Betty this year. And so that itself was sheltering 16,892,000. And we did want to bring up too, the stabilization program that folks were in last year. They'll see a greater increase. And what did we figure for an increase, do you remember?
It was around 20 to 25%.
Yeah, the increase, because last year they didn't feel the increase like everyone else did. So they'll feel it more this time.
Yeah, because the legislature killed the program.
Yes,
They're gonna, I mean, they would have, had the program gone on, it would have frozen this year's taxes, right?
Yes.
For next year and
Yes.
whatnot. So they ultimately get to pay the piper, right? I mean,
exactly. And so that is all we have on the options for tax commitment. We did put together some materials, it's on this sheet, that we thought we'd do as an insert in the tax bills, just so people could understand a little bit about the increase in their value and how it affects, their taxes.
did we do the value straight across the board?
No, we did it, it's different. Lake Arrowhead land value had to come up quite a bit, and waterfronts came up more, so no, it wasn't across the board. That's what we've done in the past, is a quick fix, and this time we revamped everything.
That was part of the approach with the cost file adjustments, correct?
Yes, yes.
So go back to option 2, I guess.
Okay. You also have to, you're used to seeing the tax rate calculator, too, if that's easier to look at.
So this would put only 50% of the TIF eligible funds in quote unquote the shelter, right?
Yes.
And we have the authority to go up to 800,000.
Up to 800,000.
Does that include the EMS?
No. The article was worded that it was up to 800,000 from fund balance and 150,000 from EMS billing.
Okay, so, I mean, you can add 100 grand to 700, right? What does that do you know, if you kept it at 11.05, what does that do to the rate? Not a lot, right?
Not as much as you would think it would do.
Right.
I don't
I mean-
remember exactly. I think we did look at higher, but,
And we played with
Yes.
650, 700, 750, and 800.
yes, yeah. I could go figure it if you want me to do that.
I can't imagine it's gonna be that much.
It really isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, if you add $100,000 to the net, or
Yeah.
to the non-tax side of the column, it doesn't move this at all. What do you think, folks? I mean, ultimately Shirley can set it where she wants to set it, but we've always kind of had this compromise that we would at least endorse what you do,
Yes.
right? Questions, comments?
Starting Monday morning, I would say recommend Site 57, shut down to 4 days a week.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that's a significant increase this year, of $750,000 for the assessment from March 57. And I was telling Shirley, I said, we sat there, I think there was 4 of us, I think I told Selectman Bell as well, when we were there at that meeting. There was very few water residents at that meeting.
48 people at the whole district meeting to vote on millions of dollars.
And ironically enough, the majority of those 48 people were staff.
Were
Yeah.
employees of the
So
school
I think it's
system.
important that the townspeople understand that, yes, the mill rates are going to increase. We have limited control over that because of the large amount that we're submitting to the district every month.
Yeah, the only thing that, with all the respect due to Dr. Marquis, the thing that he did say was that they were taking a beating on what the state was gonna fund, because we've got such an increase in state valuation, right? So, and it was predominantly driven by Shapley, Waterboro, and Lyman, right? I think that's what he said, but I'm going back 5 months, so. But to be perfectly honest with you, we didn't get a lot of concrete answers out of that meeting that the boards of selectmen of the 6 towns had with Dr. Marquis and the assistant superintendent, and the business manager. So,
And you were very clear when you asked for them to take as much as they could out of fund balance.
oh, yeah, but they
And
could
they
have.
did not.
They did not, so, they could have absorbed most of the hit to the communities had they taken a couple of, or $1.5 million more out of fund balance, but. Questions, comments?
What is the current, do we know the current balance in the TIF fund now?
We do not have
There's
any-
nothing in
we do
there,
not have
a zero
So there's-
balance.
So, but we could go twice this, right?
Yes.
288,
To 292, I think it came out to.
That's the 50% looking at option 2, isn't it?
Yes.
And we did not shelter it last year, or
Right.
current. And the way that TIF was designed was that you can draw off from that by voter approval in the following years to offset some of those capital projects, to decrease some of that impact. So that you can draw from that to do some road work or culverts or whatever the project may be, as outlined to the taxpayers at a vote, and then you can keep those dollars from going to be taxed again.
yeah, so if you go to 292, that's available to go to the voters next year to pull some of that information or money to offset capital projects, right? And it wouldn't all come out of taxation.
And that 22,000, correct me if I'm wrong, but the 22 million in change
Yes,
would be lowered from what the state sees us, which would also change the formula for what's the school reimbursements and
yes.
in York County,
Yes, I believe so.
for their tax reps for their county.
Yeah, so it's, the TIF improvements don't count, right? I mean, on state valuation.
I don't believe so.
I mean, the difference between, from my perspective, from option 2 versus option 1 is a percentage.
Right, it's the same with 2 to 3.
Yeah, so you know, with no sheltering,
Right,
Right. I think we're better off to shelter some than none.
I agree with that.
I would agree.
What I would just like to discuss, it would, and my initial thought would, I'm looking more at the middle of the road in option 2 and sheltering the 50%. But I like other board comment, if anybody has any comments on that. And 100%, it's doable, and as you said, Dennis, it is only 1%. But again, that is 1%, and
Yeah,
it equates to
yeah.
about $50.
Yeah. But
But I don't, me personally, I think we need to shelter an amount, whether it's 50% or 100.
Yeah.
I would lean more, not recommending option 3.
right, I would agree.
Agreed.
Agree?
I think we gotta put something in there so that we can draw, even if it's 100 grand out of that. Option 2 is what,
144, 877.
145, so even if we went through this exercise next year, and depending on whatever the TIF, the TIF opportunity is, right, it could be greater than the 290, right, next year.
Yes,
And those funds, as you grow them, can be used to offset your expenses,
Yeah.
which, on the other hand, you won't be using she won't be using in the assessment.
Right.
Or not assessment, for the
We
commitment
can
this year.
carry those over, correct?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, they stay, whatever you don't use stays in the TIF fund.
I'd rather start at something than start at 0.
Yeah.
And I mean, me personally, I'm leaning at middle of the road option 2.
2.
But I don't know if we want to vote on that now or just wait till later on in the meeting.
Make a motion now.
Yeah, I would think that I'd accept a motion now to endorse what Shirley has proposed, Shirley and Vanessa has proposed as option 2.
I Well, I'm gonna throw it out there that I will make a motion to accept commitment option number 2 as proposed by the tax assessor.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
Option 2.
I hate seeing the taxes go up.
Yeah,
but
same.
I agree, but
I-
it's definitely, I mean,
You could always save.
You can plan on roughly $400 a tax bill.
Yeah, that's what it averages.
We've got a lot of elderly that just can't afford that stuff. I don't know what we're gonna do with sad 57. I just,
No,
there's gotta be a stop somewhere here.
the higher the state valuation, the less money
We're gonna
that
have coming
the
in.
state, and it's a no-win,
Right.
no-win for the communities, because it's a no-lose for state valuation, because they go by the market.
And the other thing is, you're seeing more and more homeschooling, and that's taking more and more money out of that education. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. I don't understand it, but
Okay, you have your
We can finish
your
our job.
endorsement,
Good, thank you.
okay?
Thank you. Also on here, it says talk about continuing the work on the reval. So do you want to talk about that?
Yep.
Okay. Well, what we planned on doing was doing site inspections on a percentage of the, town. So we will start on that to get it done, so.
Yeah, we gotta stay, I mean, the way the state law is written, we have to stay absolutely above 91%.
Yes.
Because it affects homestead exemptions, veteran exemptions, and all of the above.
yeah, that is kind of a must do.
And it's easier if it's a small adjustment as opposed to waiting until we get to 70% and adjusting. So easier on the taxpayers. So, and I want to thank you for my assistant, Vanessa. She's been wonderful help.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank
she's
you,
done a
Vanessa.
great job. Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you.
Vanessa.
Thank you.
So,
Anything else, Shirley?
I don't have anything.
Okay, any questions?
Thanks for your hard work, we appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having me. So,
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment? Yes?
I don't have public comment as much as an inquiry in regards to last week's meeting on the ARP funds. I just had some questions and clarifications on the construction of the pickleball court. And I guess the first one would be is to verify that there are indeed 4 courts being constructed, as I understand it from what Matt had said.
Our goal was to put 4 courts if we can get them all to fit.
Okay.
Because of the painting of the courts.
Yeah.
They weren't sure they could get the 4 courts to
All
fit.
courts. But you're gonna try to
We're
get
trying-
them, you're trying for the 4
We
courts.
would like to have the 4 courts. The issue is that space, and I don't know what you call the space in between them.
Yes, the safety zones?
There you go, that, to make sure that if it can. When we originally mapped it out, it looked like we could do it, but it takes those safety zones and it pretty much eliminates them. So
Not good.
that's why we
Okay.
shrunk it to 3, to see if we could get 3 to fit in there, and it gave plenty of room.
Okay.
So-
All right. So it's just a matter of the safety area.
That
I
was-
just was trying to, I had heard 3 and then I heard 4. My other question would be, if there was a sketch plan available as to where it is going to be located in relation to the basketball court. Is it on the roadside
No.
or on the
Between basketball and,
horseshoes?
yes,
Where that volleyball.
Correct.
Okay, because that was just everybody says, well, where is it going? I was like, I don't know.
That was what was proposed.
Friendship Park is where it's going, that's all I
That was
knew.
proposed.
Okay.
And we looked at options for lighting.
Yeah, I saw that.
We've run into some challenges with that.
Yeah.
Because of just the standards for what it is. And obviously the park's closed at night, and we wouldn't want
Yeah.
lights on every night for that, but,
My only question on that is, I know now there would be a conflict or an expense attached to it with the basketball court and the pickleball court, and the liability, of course, that you brought up. I was just wondering if it was totally off the table, or is it going to be explored later on?
what?
The lights.
We didn't move any further with it, just because of what the cost would be, that,
Mhm.
and to get
Park's
a
closed.
lighting engineer in there to look at it.
Right.
And that we have a big sign that says park closed at night, but then do we want to encourage people to be there at night? And we losing a month, what do we, for that dollar?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then the only other
And there's a-
thing,
there's a fence between the basketball and pickleball.
that was my other question, is what was the fence configuration for the pickleball court?
There's a fence that separates the two courts.
Okay, so
there's
it's
a
not going around the
No.
pickleball court, just between the,
fence between the basketball, it comes like 10 feet off.
Okay.
There's a buffer, again,
That
between the
seems-
basketball
yeah.
and the pickleball, and it would run down the center.
okay, all right, all right. Those were just the inquiries I had after, watching your meeting the other night, this weekend, so, thank you.
Yeah.
And I do want to also thank you for even appropriating funds for us. The shared space is nice, we appreciate it, but it's shared space. And right now, we can't start until 6. So I personally appreciate you appropriating these funds so that we can have our own space. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, we do have correspondence, we got the financial reports, the motor vehicle reports for July, Water District meeting minutes for, I think, June and July. Invitation from the RSU 57, they're doing an opening day breakfast.
August 26th.
And,
August 26th.
on the 26th at 7:30 at the Massapequa Middle School. Are you gonna attend that?
I'll be there. What time?
All right. 7:30 a.m.
I will not.
Yeah. I don't think, well,
I'm
We'll see.
working, so I definitely will not do that.
okay. So, and we also have the report from the Charter Commission, or report and proposal from the Charter Commission that we'll discuss later in the agenda. So, if anybody wants any of those copies, just give a jingle here to the town office, or you can go on to the website and pull them off if you'd like. Reports and staff initiatives, selectmen's reports. John, anything?
Nope.
Gary?
No.
David?
No, just want to reiterate real quick, from a public safety standpoint, how well organized and structured and safe the Blues Festival went. And kudos again to the crew that put that all together.
Dwayne, anything?
A couple things. Charter hearing last Tuesday night, and it's in front of you today. So, very few changes, just wording and going from town administrator to manager and selectmen to council, thank you. And a few other very small changes that you'll see in the red print, but, and to correct it to, as far as town meeting or elections and changing it to the state, bylaws or recommendations, so that we haven't got ours and the state's got theirs. It's all gonna be regulated by the state ordinances. The other thing, this public safety on parking and traffic ordinance, I believe that should go to the road review too, just for their comments and before we go too far with
Yep.
this, and that.
Fine with me.
I think that's about it. I've written some notes here, but.
Anything else, Wayne?
ZBA had a meeting, I missed it, but I forgot all about it. They denied the applicant for the third time and probably see that headed for Supreme or Superior Court before we get done, but
Yep.
It is what it is. I think that's it.
All right. I really don't have anything. Matt?
Just a few things. Work has started with our audit. If all goes as planned, the draft audit will be submitted for your review on November 19th, which will be much earlier than in previous years. And we're having them on site doing site testing, samples on September 30th. You have a couple different documents that I passed out to you tonight for consideration if you want to move forward with any type of action in November at election. One is for asking voters if they want to allow the board to negotiate with the Historical Society for any potential use space of the building they're proposing for voting and record storage. And that would help them to determine their project and scope moving forward. And then the other one would be the Public Works Garage. And if that's something that you're interested in still pursuing for the November, and we would need to finalize that with Alyssa Tibbetts. She's one of the attorneys that we use at Jensen and Baird. We've already talked a little bit about the ARPA updates, but where we're at right now is Friendship Park is still moving forward, and Pickleball Courts of Maine is the, if I got the name correctly, is the company, but they'll be working on the park, pickleballs, and LED signs. We've got 2 proposals already, and we've struggled with a third one, so we may end up just moving forward. Irrigation well are in the works. We have a meeting with the engineer, or Jason does with the engineer down at Friendship Park, so that we can maximize the water that we're going to be able to capture from the well down there. Rather than putting it in only getting 10 gallons, we're hoping that we can see 20 to 50, because there's several sites nearby that are quite large for volume. And that's also on your agenda items for discussion tonight, based on the forestry truck as well. Just a reminder that Town Hall will be closing at 2:45 on August 29th for staff training. They'll be doing training here. Flooring and repairs next door on the old side of the building have been completed. There's a few other odds and ends, but for the most part it's done. I know we've talked about this a lot, but the ambulance is scheduled to be here tomorrow afternoon. We have the inspection scheduled for Thursday morning. Time will tell. But we're optimistically thinking it's going to happen this week. I think that's it for now.
Okay. All right.
He does bring up one comment, and probably I'm gonna get my shoes right out of here, but, in tearing and removing the furniture over in the other building, we have a company that is renting part of it, or not renting, using part of that building and refused to move their own furniture out. And I think it's time that we start charging this outfit to use our building. If they're gonna require, and we put the new rugs in and they've done these repairs and whatnot, it's time to start charging the water district rent per month for the rental of that office
I mean,
in the other building.
Yeah.
Just a comment, but I mean, we can put it on the agenda for
Yeah, I
or a
mean,
workshop or whatever, but it's kind of discouraging that they couldn't help us move that stuff out and get the building ready to
And maybe
put the
we,
rug in.
and maybe we should have been more specific on requesting that of them, but we did buy 2 cabinets to replace the one because we damaged it when it was full. So we replaced that, but.
But they knew that they was gonna remove the cabinets needed to be removed, and they couldn't empty the cabinet so it could be removed. And I mean, it's just, they're expecting the town of Waterboro to bend over and do all the work, so.
And I think
It's a
we've,
little discouraging.
and we've tried to keep that office area upstairs a little bit more organized and emptied out for the stuff that we didn't need up there, so that it'd be available for other groups to be able to use that space as well, both upstairs and down.
let's do a little bit of research back when we turn all of the stuff over to the water district to see what, if any, arrangement was made. I'm gonna have to go back to town meeting minutes or something like that, so.
Yep.
Okay? And we can certainly put it on the next agenda.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it's just a little discouraging to me.
Yep. All right, discuss vote on the proposed charter changes, amendments, what do we call it? Revisions? I guess we need to get that out of Natalie, right? Whether or not it's a revision or it's a new charter. I'm gonna say that it's just
I think
revision,
it's a
right?
revision
So-
myself, but.
But it depends on how we word
Yeah,
the thing, so.
And it didn't have that right here.
All right, so in your packet is kind of the summary of what happened. And kind of the background, the highlights of the proposed new charter. And I'm not sure whether it's a new charter or a revised charter, but we need that answer from Natalie.
Had she mentioned that at any of the meetings by chance, when Natalie was involved?
No, I was under the understanding that it was a revision and/or update.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the committee.
So I'm wondering if
they
that,
were doing.
if that was just.
Yeah, well, that could be just the highlights of the proposed new charter, but that's what was presented to the town, so.
I would believe that every 10 years, it's up to the town to appoint a charter commission and update the town charter. I think update is probably the word that needs to be used, but,
Well, let's
But,
just clarify that from
yeah,
the legal side, just so we know what to put into the article. I guess the question to you folks is, do we want to include this on the November 5th ballot.
The revision, or whatever the wording is.
Whatever, yeah.
I would say yes, after all the work that's been put into this, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would ask the committee members that are here, what was the general consensus at the last public hearing? Was there a fairly decent turnout? Was there any public comments or anything like that?
There was no turnout, there was no comments.
There were a couple people here.
Oh, no, we did have a couple people.
Yeah.
There was 4 people here.
Mhm.
One was a town employee,
Mhm.
and the other 3 were residents.
Mhm.
Actually, 2 employees and 2 residents. One of the employees was a resident, so 3 residents and one
Sorry, I misspoke.
out-of-town employee. Wording and corrections were about the only,
Some clarification.
there was clarifications on the town clerk.
And there was clarification on what we meant in some of the other areas. Most recently, and when committee members gave the clarification of how we came up with the recommendation and why the recommendation for the change in the charter, they were fine, that understood clearly.
Actually, I gotta rephrase that. There was 2, 4, and 1 on the screen, so there was actually 5 at the public hearing.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
forgot about the screen.
I did too.
There was a resident that came in by screen and.
She was concerned with, as she understood it, getting rid of the Water Conservation Committee. But just because we explained that we removed it from the charter as a requirement, but the board has the right
Yep.
to maintain any committees they feel necessary.
Right. If there's any questions throughout town, the only committees that are listed under that charter are the ones that we're actually paying or are required by the state. Zoning board, planning board, board of review, those are the only ones. Anything that the state requires are listed in the charter. The rest of them are not, so that the board of selectmen or the councilmen can appoint or create a committee to look at what's going on, but doesn't have to require it.
I'm on the main legislation page right now, and it's a revision.
All right.
And interestingly enough, most of a conversation that happened at the committee level and with some of the, in the public hearing, were aspects of communication, transparency and communication. And so it shouldn't be a surprise, it's not a surprise in any kind of organization that people want to know that they can participate, where they can find the information, how the communication is done. That was a conversation for the committee and a conversation that ended up in the public hearing as well.
Any other discussion?
Do we actually need to have a public hearing if we
Yes.
move this forward?
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna put it on the referendum.
So we're required to have another
So
hearing?
we're
Okay.
required,
Yeah.
we,
The board?
the board,
Yeah.
are required to have a public hearing.
I'll make a motion that we move forward and put the proposed charter revisions on November ballot.
I will second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
I'm gonna abstain because I was on the charter commission.
Okay. And next item is to identify the date of the public hearing. So,
gonna have to be next week, I mean, in 2 weeks, isn't it?
Well, we voted to put it on the referendum.
Is it gonna be before?
We have to have a, I think, yeah, like, the next meeting,
I think the public hearing,
the warrant has to be signed by the next meeting,
By September 6th.
yeah.
Right.
I don't know that we got,
But
I
that
question
doesn't
whether we
mean
gotta
that
have
we
a public hearing before
That
that.
doesn't mean that we have to have the public hearing.
Right.
Right. So we can have the public hearing as long as it's reasonably in front of the, I mean, we're not gonna change the language
Right.
based on the public hearing, so.
Right.
So what do we wanna do? Wanna have the September 17th? That gives us plenty of time to advertise it.
Yep.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we'll set it for 6 o'clock on the 17th. Okay, item C, 9C, this is presented by
6 p.m.
our tax collector.
Yeah, that'd be.
This is for a quitclaim deed located on the property at the Old Portland Road. It looks like it clears up 2019 overdue taxes through 2024. What's your pleasure?
Is it just a piece of property, or
Yeah, well,
is it land?
I think it's just land.
Tax bill under $1,000,
Yeah, it's like,
400 or 500.
acreage is, oh no, it's acreage is 40 acres. These are the heirs of. Let me quick look.
It don't matter, we gotta, I mean, we got no choice but to sign this. I don't know that we've never not signed them, but they've paid the taxes, and there's a lien over to Alfred on it, and they've cleaned up all the taxes, so this is why we gotta sign a quitclaim deed on it.
575, 73. Sheet here says 40 acres.
Yeah. I don't think there's a building on it.
Do we have to have a motion to accept that and
Yes.
sign it, or I'll make that motion.
Someone want to second it?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, moving on to old business. We already took care of item A, discuss vote on the new tax commitment rate. B, discuss vote, opera fund allocation of funds. I thought we did this last meeting.
We held off on the truck,
Right.
not the,
Okay, all right.
not the, you know,
That's right.
the
We
ballpark.
wanted to wait.
Yep.
I question whether we've still got a motion on the table and just need to vote on the motion, which, do I have a motion to use the APRA funds to purchase a 2000, should be cab and chassis, and all the fixings up to 165,000 to complete the truck, and to spend the remaining money on the improvement of the existing public works facility.
So the motion was, it says Dwayne Whitson motion to use the ARPA funds to purchase a 2024 cabin chassis and all the fittings up to $165,000 to complete the truck and to spend the remaining money on the improvement on the existing public works facility. John Bell seconded the motion, and then Dave Chevette loved the idea of not spending the money on the truck for the fire department and the improvements to the existing DPW garage, but he would like to do some research and defer the motion until the next meeting. And the vote was moved to the next meeting.
Okay, so we do have a motion.
Yes.
In a second.
Yep.
Any?
You what, wait a
I
minute.
don't.
Gary's in the
I
dark.
need to be brought up to speed. I wasn't here.
If he
This
wasn't here,
bill-
you can't vote, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So the building that,
If we, yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead. No, go ahead.
so the building that we talked about for voting,
Yeah,
which was gonna go, where the community gardens is
Right.
now. We certainly don't have enough money to fund that, right?
Okay.
So Dwayne's suggestion is that we pull that money out of that and commit the funds to a second or a third forestry truck,
Second.
right? Second forestry truck. And made the proposal that we would use up to $165,000 to complete the truck and spend the remaining money on improvements to the existing public works facilities.
Good.
So,
There is a truck in York County, red, F-550, ready to be purchased. It
I
will
think
fit
we
the
talked about it a
need,
month ago when I
yeah,
was here.
fit the need of what we need.
Yeah,
The remaining money, which is $50,000 to $60,000, would go into the Public Works garage that we have down there now. We've got money sitting in an account after town meeting to put a new roofing on it,
right.
but a engineer studying it, it needs new rafters put on or
Okay,
new
that's-
trusses put on in order to put the new roof on the building.
Okay,
This extra APRA money will take care of those rafters
mhm,
and give us money enough to complete that building and get that
gotcha.
in fairly decent shape for what the building is.
Okay, thank you.
And I mean, I can reiterate this motion so that Gary can vote on it. I mean, I'll make that motion if you want me to, Dennis. Redo the motion as written in the minutes of July 16th.
I don't think there's a need to do that.
yeah.
As long as you guys all four, you're
Yep.
going the same
I
way.
think,
So,
I
On the
think,
6th.
I think we're all set,
yeah.
so.
I'm good with it.
My only, the reason I asked last week was, number one, I didn't know anything about spending $165,000 until I walked in.
Right.
I need time to digest that, and I've done that, and I've researched other appropriate ways that we could use that, and I'm really not finding anything. I mean, we're able to get equipment basically free. Why not?
This was my thought too, David. I mean, I had a little more time than, and I'm apologetic that I didn't get anything out, but it was, hurry up and get it done because we need to spend this money
Right.
ASAP.
I get it, we have to designate it.
But,
For the end of the year.
Right.
this money's gotta be spent by the end of the year, so.
True. I got a question for Matt though. Matt, so if we get this vehicle, are you gonna keep the first one we have? Do you have room for it?
Yeah, we go to South Station.
Oh, okay.
But this new truck could be the rescue responder, rather than taking one of these bigger trucks every time you go to a auto accident or an ambulance call,
Yeah.
rather than taking a bigger truck. This
newer truck can be used, I say newer truck, new truck
Yeah.
can be used for a chaser,
Yeah. Okay.
which is gonna save our bigger
Yeah.
tankers if they get there and they need the tanker to an auto fire or something, it still can go.
And then they certainly manage that now without taking the larger trucks for those calls, but.
Yeah.
Anything else? I would call for the motion to be, all those in favor? Opposed? And Gary's gonna abstain because
I wasn't
he
here.
wasn't here. All right,
To be in Florida.
Yep. Where it was really hot.
Uh-huh.
yeah, I heard it was hot.
Oh. Unreal.
Okay. We will forego the third item, discuss vote to accept the proposed changes to the parking ordinance. And I think you're right, Dwayne, that we probably ought to at least
At least let us look at it.
query the road review committee. And let's see, other discuss vote to accept the minutes of the August 6th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
There is one change.
Abstain.
Yeah.
Rather than cab and chassis,
Right, I saw that.
rather than in. No, that was number 10, I think.
Just on last week's minutes you referred to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it said cabin with construction.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Luncheon, help me out, Matt,
It's
September, I got it right here.
18th, right?
Luncheon at the Snowmobile Club on September 18th. Senior luncheon, and everybody is considered a senior, so don't hesitate to get a hold of
Noon?
Matt.
Noon?
Noon, yes. Probably hamburgers and hot dogs, or quick barbecue, but everybody's invited.
Are we gonna start up those senior luncheons as we go into the fall?
I hope so.
Yeah, okay.
We did
He's
what?
not
Did we do that?
saying yes, he's just saying, I hope so.
We did what, 2 or 3 so far? Two.
Breakfast.
We did Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we did a
Breakfast and
breakfast, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Was that the first time we had done that, or?
No.
No.
It was done
No,
years
it's
ago.
done years
done
ago.
years ago,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That we're resurrecting it?
After the, yes, after the,
Pandemic.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Revise it.
It'd be nice to see greater
Revised,
participation.
what'd I say?
But
All this time.
I think it's a matter of getting the word out.
Yeah.
But
Okay, we're all set with the week's action list, just discussion of agenda items.
Just for you on agenda items, and whether or not you want a warrant article drafted.
I would think that we would want to go forward with the warrant article for the Public Works garage. And do we have to do the Historical Society thing now, or?
I think we ought to, and then that gives them, I've kind of pushed,
So,
take the incentive, but
so we get.
that
we
ties us into a contract of
Yeah.
some type with the historical
So we
building.
need 3 questions. Charter? Historical Society, and the Public Works garage. assuming we.
In the historical is only to allow the board to do negotiations for the space. So you
I
use
think we
space.
can do it ourselves, but I would like to see the townspeople say, yes, go into this, because this is gonna be not a lot of tax dollars, but gonna be some going into this building for the next 20 or 25 years. And we're gonna have our paperwork stored in that building. And I'd just soon see the townspeople say, I wanna see our paperwork being preserved in the right way.
Makes
which,
sense.
You know,
That's gonna be.
and that gives the Historical Society some type of
Right,
Commitment.
commitment saying that we wanna be involved in your $2.5 million building.
yeah. And it gives us a place to vote
Yeah.
because of that. And,
Yeah,
Okay.
and out of that,
Items needing signature, we just
Quitclaim.
have the
Quickly.
quitclaim deed. And do I have that, or
Yeah.
do we have it? No.
You have it.
Okay. Other than that, I would
make a
entertain a
motion to
motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
so, second.
All those in favor? Thank you, and good night.